large language model or a small language model, as we will talk later. So yeah, let's do it. So why we did it? Because I don't know if you can see this number. We could not, because at the very end of 2023, when we all saw 24, 23, when we all saw the ChatGPT, and we tried it. We used English, but later on we tried to use Polish, and as it occurred. These are our numbers, our own calculation, that this was the training data which was used to train the GPT model 3.5. So we wanted to make it larger, and we wanted to know our own local specific wording, specific local context, and this is why we started. Now we call it a movement because we wanted to connect academia, government, business, and all people who were interested in the AI development. Also, we wanted to gather high-quality data, specific data, Polish data, and we have gathered 3 terabytes. Marcin will later tell you more about how we did it. And also, additionally, we want to preserve our heritage, Polish heritage, and now we are facing some more ambitious projects to also take the European culture. So, what happened?
What happened? Everything started in December 2023, but to be honest, the real start was a few months earlier, when a group of enthusiasts on Polish Discord started to gather the Polish data. We didn't have any GPUs, we didn't have any hardware. We had just one idea. Let's start to gather Polish data sets, and life will bring some opportunities. And this opportunity came in December 2023. Cyfronet is an academic computer center in the University of Technology in Krakow. They still have a Helios supercomputer. So in that moment, they had a lot of GPUs, but no idea how to utilize these GPUs. So they had GPUs, we had a data set, so it's a perfect match. And they motivated us to gather our first terabyte of Polish data set, and as the result, we launched our first Polish LLM, SLM, with 1 billion parameters. To be honest, it was our first huge milestone because we tested the water. In that moment, we gained a lot of experience and hope as well, because we launched the leaderboard as well, because we was curious how our first model looks like in comparison in other models. So, and the first results was quite impressive. And what next? Next, everything escalated quite quickly because in 2024 we launched our first base model Bielik, with 11 billion parameters. The first and second version, because to be honest, the first version was a little dumb, so we quickly fixed it and launched the second version. And this year, in May, we achieved another huge milestone because we delivered 2 another versions of our LLM model, 1.5 and 4.5 billion parameters. We delivered Bielik Guard. I will say something more about this in the next few slides. And we focus on the third version of Bielik. And in that moment, what we achieved, everything what we do, what we did and do, we do in the open source and open science approach, with not funding, is a pure community effort and projects. As you can see in this moment, our community has more than 4,000 members. But the big question, I hope you ask this question, why we did this, Maciej? Why?
Why we did it? We did it to give, simply, because as Marcin has mentioned before, we do it after hours, actually. Nobody's working at SpeakLeash, and we have our daily work, mainly in business. Me and Marcin, we're not technical guys, but we come from business. And our main idea was to simply deliver a tool, deliver a large language model, which can be tested and simply implemented in some business use cases. But how? Because we could not compare us to the closed models like GPTs, like Claudes. We are using them all over. But this is a different idea, a different niche, let's say, because these are SLMs. This is the parameters up to 11 billion parameters. These are the small language models which can be run on your hardware or on your local infrastructure, even on a Mac or a powerful PC. Of course, we trained it on high-quality data to be compliant with the regulations, with the AI Act and other regulations, GDPR, which are coming. And of course, it was an idea to deliver a tool which can build a business ecosystem. And we had our star. This is a startup, a legal one. This is AI assistant for lawyers. And they were the first ones. They're also contributors to the model, which have simply switched from the GPT model to Bielik, and the NPS score, the end users, has simply noticed that the answers are better, that the tool understands better Polish legal documents, and the analysis is simply better than using the GPTs. So throughout the last half a year, you may know, I suppose you may know Crédit Agricole, but these are all enterprise adoptions which has already happened. Aplikacje Krytyczne, this is a Polish software house which builds tools for poor people. We have mObywatel, which is an app where we have our ID and so on. So they are also using it. ZUS is the largest social security organizations to provide social security. So every Pole has a number over there. Also Bank PKO, this is the largest Polish private bank, and also Bank Millennium. So it is confirmed that our model simply delivers and works. These are a bit of vanity numbers. We have this is not that impressive when you compare to the other chats and so on, but we have over 100,000 active users. Our chat has given over 2 million answers. We have, from Hugging Face, we have over 1 million downloads of our model, and LinkedIn followers. For me, it means that business is interested, so that's as simple as that. But what happens, what's more about us?
Yeah, we talk about the models, we talk about the business, but the most important thing from my perspective is meaningful projects, the social projects. The first one is our latest project. I'm product owner of this, so maybe this is most important for me. So it's natural, but it's a Citizen Bielik project. We would like to invite and encourage Polish citizens to gather data for our first multimodal model, because our ambition is to train the first Polish multimodal, the vision model. So we are waiting on for an application where Polish citizens can describe the photos from the galleries or describe the photos taken. Okay. I have to repeat everything from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we are working on the application where Polish citizens is able to describe the photos from the gallery of the application, or the gallery from the mobile phone, or the photos taken by the users, because we need a few millions of described photos to train the multimodal. But to be honest, music happens between the notes. Multimodal is our main goal, of course, the technical goal, but from our perspective, my perspective, there is something more between the model and this project, because the first thing, we are going to preserve our heritage, because we would like to capture our culture, our history in the digital form, in the vision model. Second thing is enriching public archives. We have some cooperations with public archives in Poland, because the case is they have a lot of photos, but without any descriptions. So we created a win-win situation. We gain a lot of photos from these archives. Our citizens will describe these photos, so we gain the high-quality data sets, and public archives gain the description of the photos. So at the end of the day, we will increase accessibility of these archives. Third thing, we are engaging our citizens. From my perspective, we are the kind of glue for our society because it's a nice thing because people say, now we are able to co-create or together with you create the Polish AI. Is a fun, from my perspective, is a great value and great thing, and we make more active our community and our citizens. And last thing, digital education. Seniors is our target group because seniors are quite experienced about our history and our traditions. So we would like to invite this group of people to share their knowledge with us. And from our perspective, we build and scale up their digital skills. Second project is a Bielik Guard. We call this Jaybird. And the Jaybird is a model which is able to detect and classify the harmful content in communication. And this is another success from my perspective of our community, because as you can see, our community filled out more than 60,000 surveys where people had to classify the text. And at the end of the day, we trained the model, which is able to recognize 5 threat categories, like hate, vulgar, sex, self-harm, and crime. But what is important? You have to be aware that there is some cases around the world when young people committed suicide because they were inspired by AI. And what we want to do is to help to prevent this, and how Jaybird can help in this situation. Firstly, you can install Jaybird between user and LLM, like a guard, and this model is able to detect the harmful content in the user prompt and the answer from the model. So you are able to check this answer. Second thing, automatic moderation. You can foster this process using this model if you want to make some moderation of content on the forums or social media. Third thing, AI system protection. It is good tool for protect this system, for example, like a chatbots or AI assistants to prevent generating the dangerous content. And last thing, simple integration, because everything you can use our API to do this. So this is 2, from our perspective, great social projects which foster our current activities. But we have more than something more than just products, and we have another mission, of course.
Yeah, mission. Yeah, we do have mission, and as mentioned at the very beginning, it's open community, open source, and open science, open education. So basically, what we are doing, we are sharing the knowledge. You can check. This is a great story. These are 5 pages how the core team, the training team, simply trained our models. So even for me, not a technical guy, it was a good read, simply. So I encourage you to check it and to simply imagine how the large language models are created. And so we also, together with Google, we have started Eskadra Bielika. This is like a fleet of Bieliks, which means that we have trained 49 trainers during local workshops, focused mainly on building AI agents using Bielik in the Google environment. This is a snowball idea, because the 49 trainers currently are out in Poland training more. So our goal is to train 2,000 specialists, which will have also the idea how to implement Bielik in agentic systems. So this is the first version, or the first run. We are already planning more. And why? Because in Poland, and also, as we can see, there is a movement, and also there are activities which support our cause, basically. We have active communities. There are hundreds of AI breakfasts which gather many people who are interested. As mentioned, seniors are very interested in AI and how to use it. We are cooperating with universities, and also this is our Prime Minister, and he, during the Polish presidency at the EU in May 2025, he didn't even know that he was using Bielik for classifications of his documents, but he did, actually. So there is support, and there are some activities which are connected to our movement. So,
yeah.
Are we recognized or not? I suppose, yeah.
I suppose, yeah. Our market, Polish market and Polish business started to see our efforts and started to appreciate our work. So this is some examples of our local market. But the same story in the Europe, because on your left is a part of our community in Paris, in Station F, is the nest of AI and open source projects in the center of the Paris. On the right is a fresh photo from the Web Summit in Lisbon. We are on the main stage, so but we not just take a part in the summit. We organize our summit as well. Last month we organized our first summit. We invited some representatives from business, from administration, to share their experience, their thoughts about the implementations of Bielik in the many areas. At the end of the day, there was more than 600 participants in this summit. So for us, it was a huge success. But we are more and more ambitious, because next year we would like to organize the biggest AI summit with OpenAI in our part of Europe. So you can feel invited. So stay tuned. So as you can see, Poland is covered, Europe is covered. Maciej, what about the rest of the world?
So this is quite. Mr. Huang mentioned our initiative, and we will be part of NVIDIA Nemotron marketplace ecosystem as one of by creating sovereign LLMs with NVIDIA Nemotron. We will be part of the whole marketplace. We are already cooperating with NVIDIA on creating the models dedicated for NVIDIA environment. And what is important for us, and also for the adoption, the models will be available on the Perplexity. So this is one of the tools which is quite popular nowadays. And this is, from our perspective, from the open perspective, this is a way for Europe to go, to gain some advantage, because we can and cannot mine the big techs. We are not powerful enough to simply deliver that big tools or simply systems like giants from China or US can do, but we can have an alternate way, and because there are different ways. The French way for the Mistral with full support of the government, and this is the only player currently which can be compared to the big techs, and the way of the Swedish from Scandinavia. This is Silo AI. They were the first actually to deliver open source Viking. This was a dedicated model for the Scandinavian languages, but AMD came and they simply bought all the competencies and the technology. So from our perspective, we want to stay sovereign, we want to stay independent, but the way is without cooperating with the big techs is not possible nowadays from our perspective. So what was also a lesson learned which throughout our process, it's the regulations, because we need to make the field even from everybody. Because, yeah, we have 5 minutes. All right, perfect, thank you. Because we have already delivered version 2, and then came AI Act. And it didn't handle with, the big techs didn't have a problem with it. They will adjust, they have money. For us, it was a huge stretch to simply deliver now the version 3 because of the regulations, which we didn't know about. And the open projects suffer, and the big techs simply don't care. They do not need to simply care about it. So what's our idea for now, and why you should also maybe be interested as Europeans?
Yeah, definitely. Bielik version 3 is just around the corner, and of course it will be the best model ever. Like
for sure.
like every new version. But second important thing, we are started to think about more than Polish. So version number 3 will support more than 30 European languages, and of course it will be in that moment, after the premiere, we will have the complete family of the models 1.5, 4.5, and 11 billion parameters. And of course, we'll add some special functions like a function calling and reasoning, because this is a way the big text and
standard nowadays.
Yeah, this is standard. So we have to be in this train. So. There is some results. Of course, we are before, of course, the launch, but there is some results about another European languages, and from our perspective, the results looks quite good. So it may be a good alternative for you, for another countries in Europe, to start to think that Bielik like an international model for more than not for only for Polish citizens, but for the European community. And last thing?
Yeah. So simply join us if you'd like to test it. It's totally free. You can download it, use it in your own pipelines of AI pipelines, or how you're using it currently. Because if you're thinking about localization, this is a way to simply avoid the unnecessary costs using some APIs from different vendors, and you can simply download it on your computer, use OpenRouter or other solutions, and test it in your applications. So that's all, basically. I suppose, thank you.
Yeah.
And we have sometimes, maybe somebody has questions. It would be great to answer, or... Oh, there is a question, yes?
Thank you very much for your presentation, and also congratulations on the project, and thank you for believing in the power of communities as well. As a fellow community builder, I'm very happy to hear projects that support community first and human first, and then technology follows. So my question is, we are currently developing, is still on a research project, but we're developing a cultural preservation tool for people living between cultures here in Europe. So you mentioned about 30 languages, but like culture is more than a language, right? Because you have the cultural nuances as well of every culture in order to stay respectful, in order to stay coherent and relevant in the context of these cultures. So I would like to know, what are your initiatives, like in order to make this culturally contextualized as well? What you're doing, if you have any plan, for example, for extending this in the future, or if you're working on that right now. And also cool merch.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. This is a good question, because currently we are doing some additional international benchmarking. We are simply reaching out to other people from other countries to simply test how does Bielik understand the nuances, as you mentioned. So it is also harder because Bielik is not that big of a model like the one that are used in the tools, which in the chats especially. So there is a limited also amount of the context it can simply have. But for sure, we would like to talk about more. How do you see it? So great.
We have to jot it down in our plan to do this in the next few versions. I mean, maybe next year we will share the results of our work in just 15 seconds. So maybe last.
Yeah, one more question. Did you? Maybe I missed this in the beginning, but what does Bielik stand for? Is it a Polish word? I guess.
It's a hawk, actually. It's a bird, like this one,
okay,
or this one.
Symbol of Poland.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second question was, how does your model or the latest model? How does it compare to like Claude or ChatGPT 3 or 5 or Mistral? So is it? So you said the benefit is that it's smaller and it can run on smaller, maybe edge devices as well.
Exactly.
But when you really compare it to like a Mistral or so, is it like half as good or?
We are doing currently, as mentioned, we are starting the international leaderboards. We are very comparable or even better with the models up to 11 billion parameters. So Claude is not in this category. We have Mistral 11, we can compare, and we are in Polish language, of course, currently. We are better. In the European, not that good. For example, French, German, we are not comparable. But the version 3, we are just beginning to compare ourselves because we wanted to be simply better than Mistral.
So GPT or Claude is a different league.
Yeah.
We are small model for the very specific implementations. It's like I try to find. Okay, it's the best. I think it's the best. You don't have to use the huge model for the specific small tasks. You can use the SLM or smaller model to do this in a better and cheaper way.
Okay, so would an example be like custom data? Yeah, if a company has custom data, whatever, and then I could use the Bielik model to
imagine banking, for example, like financial regulations, all the compliance stuff, and they need to have their own infrastructure where they install Bielik. For example, they can classify some confidential documents on their infrastructure, so nothing is getting outside of the organization. Yeah, so this is the main application which are used in the enterprise area. So okay, so we extended 2 minutes. Sorry for that.
Thank
you very much.